The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show would like to acknowledge the traditional land owners and the leaders past, present and emerging of Ngunnawal, Ngambri and Darawal countries where we are working from today. This always was, and always will be, Aboriginal land.
In a world of uncertainty,
River's jizzing in his pants, and then you bring up your wife in the next sentence. Like, I know where we're going. What is going on?
there is only one place you can turn for fair dinkum advice.
One word, unbelievable. 2 words, holy shit. 3 words, oh my god.
A place where the undeniably American
It sounds so weird in like an Australian accent.
meets the undeniably Aussie.
Hey, let's stop the foreskinning for some absolutely wonderful segments later.
Where the analysis is solid
I, for one, was not one of those haters, as I picked a Rams victory.
Look, I think he can get over 150 yards in this game, easily.
Kick his ass, Tyler Bass!
and everything else is out to kill you.
There's going to be shrinking nutsacks all over the place.
Welcome to the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
The problem is now that we're on to the biggest segment of them all.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you guys have brought a helmet and mouth guard. I'm fucking ready for this. You ready for this?
Yeah.
In the beginning there was nothing, a featureless void. From the formless primordial state, a legend was born when forces combined to create a solid object of significant value. As planets were formed and Earth itself was shaped, the object lay awaiting its destiny. Seas rise and fall, mountains emerge, and upon the highest mountain, an intrepid adventurer happens upon the object. A worthy prize for ascending this to the tallest of peaks. This object has been documented to be held by many of the great dynasties of mankind, from the Persians to the Hans, the Mongols and the Ottomans, lives lost defending it from those who seek to possess it. Now it is in the trust of 3 wise men who also reach such pinnacles, to be held by he who imparts the most astute knowledge upon fellow mankind. The winner of the annual Aussie NFL Fantasy Show Starts of the Week.
No, that ending, no, where it just comes up to the harbour bridge and the freaking Elsham Tower together, and then we're just looking like that. It just how? Just
Feel like
how?
that?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Yeah.
I'd originally put us against the cityscape of Canberra, and I thought, well, Taylor's not in Canberra, but he's not in Sydney, but fuck it. The international
Close enough.
you guys are
Fucking close enough.
So here's, I don't know, well, Taylor gets to name it, I guess, but yeah, that's what we're playing for. And I think the only fitting way to start, right, because we don't have Taylor won last year, but now there's 3 of us, and the whole playoff thing was so on go. I don't even remember who won that. Does anyone? No one remembers. Yeah, I didn't think anyone would remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't remember.
I think no one does. I thought
Probably
from
Taylor.
existence.
I thought the way to decide who goes first would be do what we always do, and you could toss a coin, but that doesn't seem very fair. Let's use our fantasy knowledge, and I thought let's do an ADP game.
Yes.
So I'm going to count myself out of it because I clearly know the player's ADP.
And I have
Put in
a
it.
huge range when it comes to my math. I'm either Rain Man or I'm just a complete goober. I've got nothing in between.
Yeah.
Well, how confident are you feeling, man? Job? Because I said earlier in the day it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
How
I'm
terrified are
excited.
you?
Look, I didn't really prepare for starts of the week because I was doing a trillion TikToks and Instagrams for our
You were,
socials. So I was actually preparing my knowledge in another way, but I just didn't prepare enough for this. So I might come third, to be honest.
Ooh.
I might just put that out there. You guys might have the advantage.
I definitely
Here
do
we
because
go.
I've seen the score.
Downplaying it takes the pressure off.
Downplaying it like maybe I might be downplaying it like I was with Astro Draft, but I don't think so. No, this time I'm not. I actually spent like 10 hours a day either doing uni work or our freaking reels and TikToks.
Yeah,
So,
he's
yeah.
been working hard. I can
working.
guarantee that. Yeah, double ironclad, double secret list of work for Manjot there.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to reveal who our player is going to be, and it's a return to Hawkwatch for those who were with us last year.
Let's
So-
go.
So there's Hawk looking. I don't quite know what he's doing there, breakdancing or something. It'll be the second bit of breakdancing on the show. He's got a very clear ADP based on. I got this off Sleeper on the 7th of September, which is the day we record. I'm going to toss it to Taylor to go first because from what I remember, and this is me just casting back a net way back into ancient times and way back into parts of my brain that got cobwebs and dust all over it, that actually he might have won the playoffs version of this. He might have also won Kicked in the Nuts. He might have also won Starts of the Week last year. He might have also won the Astro League.
I may have
feel
won
like there's
the
a hot chance he
presidency
won
of
it.
USA, mate. I don't know, but I basically everything I was in, I won.
Yeah, I fucking know because I got to
Mate.
sit across from you what he gloated about.
I
He
know.
should be in the IG Rising Stars League instead of me at this point. Yeah, bring some
100%.
honor to the pod.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, because we're both so intimate with Hoctay, what's his ADP right now?
Interesting, because I came into this and I'm like, I haven't been obviously doing anywhere near as many mocks lately because I finished all my drafts. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, because Hawk wasn't someone that really sort of fell to me in any range, like anywhere I was looking at tight end.
No, I've got zero
I
shares.
think he sort of fell like a little bit after Schultz, and he was kind of in that middle of the fifth. Just give me a sec. Just trying to make sure I don't completely stuff up the math again on this. I think he was. I'm going to say like he almost clips in the like end of the fifth, the start of the sixth. I'm going to say he's 82.
82. Okay. Hawk, 82. Okay. Man, John.
Yeah,
You just
I
got to
had
decide
it.
if this is high or lower, right? You've now got no
I-
runner to work with.
Yeah, I had him around the same range. I actually felt he was around that sort of range. I think he's a little bit. He was like middle of the fifth, I remember. So he's probably. I'm gonna guess 79.
Just go on the under and Taylor's call. Woo! 71.
Oh yes, let's go. Let's go.
71. Okay.
71. How is middle of the fifth in Astro? This was so 16 teams.
So there's 64 through 4 rounds, 5th round.
You
Yeah.
would have been right, man, Job. That's why I was surprised you
Yeah.
went 79, because I thought you were going to get lower.
So
Yeah.
71.4 currently on Sleeper. Wow, man, John. What a start.
Yeah,
Alright.
doing this is how you know I did a lot of mocks, Taylor. See, I
No,
knew
know
that.
you did a lot
I
of
knew that.
mocks.
I'm just saying. I did my preparation. We had that whole argument last week. This is how you know I did my preparation. It's just I knew that one. So look, I'm going first. Is it?
Yeah, so Manjot, you are 101, Taylor 102. Matty
Yeah.
C gets the scraps in the first round. Quick rule break here. We can pick any position, and we're picking from quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. And our exclusions are got to be outside the top 15 at quarterback, got to be outside the top 10 at tight end, and then got to be outside the top 20 at the others-ish. Like, we're doing this in the middle of a week. It publishes late in the week, so there is a chance that someone you pick is on the fringe of that, and they may have moved by the time we publish. So we're just going on and on a system here.
There's also a game.
Be helpful
There's
is the rule.
gamesmanship too. Like,
Yeah.
because we're
100%.
picking any position. It's similar to the starts of the week. It's a little bit different because, like, obviously we could pick anyone in that. So we don't even know if our lists or whatever we've prepared are even the same as the other person. So you might try and play a game and it won't even matter. But it is interesting, like, to which position you'd go first.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
because Manjot's got all the pressure now. What does he lead?
Yeah.
All the pressure.
Position. Look, it's actually pretty hard when you leave it this open-ended because then you also have those parameters where it can't be top 15 in QB and TE and top 20 wide receiver and running back because now it's like, okay, you got to take like the top of that sort of parameter that you've set for whichever position. So I'm actually thinking, so this is the guy I was thinking about at quarterback. I'd take him first overall if I got him. And Dr. Goodcall actually mentioned him in our episode this week. He's playing against a shitty secondary in the Falcons. He's absolutely gonna carve them up, I reckon. Famous Jameis Winston, let's go. I'm going to put him in
Wow.
first overall pick. My first pick in actual starts of the week history, not the playoff show. But I'm going quarterback first, most important position. Now in fantasy, you usually go running back at first overall. But I'm going with quarterback because he can score a lot more than a lot of the other guys. So I just think it's a smart decision. My investment has to go with Jameis Winston here. Let's go. Eat that W.
Is that going to bring you a little closer to this guy?
I hope so.
Taylor, you're smiling like the cat who got the milk.
Oh, I was just laughing because I brought up earlier that my Dr. Good Call could go
Bite
against
you on
me.
the ball sack?
It's all right because I had Jameis second on my list. I actually had someone in front of me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He wasn't even
I just
on my
thought that
list.
was-
You'd hate to
Yeah.
see my list then. You know it's total trash.
Absolutely. I found someone that has an even better matchup, actually, technically. But actually, well, no, I'm wrong.
Technically?
He doesn't really, because that's why I brought Jameis up on the Dr. Good Call. But I found someone that has a very good one as well.
But you don't have to take a quarterback yet.
Well, it's funny, right? Because I'm going through my list and I'm playing the game of, is there anyone that I think Matty might steal from me?
Yeah, because I've got a double pick coming up.
Exactly. You got the double pick, and who I'm looking at running back, I know you wouldn't take. So I'm going to leave that. Tight end, I couldn't care less out of the. I've got 4 written down, and I'd probably be happy with any of them.
Yeah.
Wide receiver's interesting. Got a few there. But really, it's not smart gamesmanship for me to take the same position that's already been taken, but I'm going to. I'm going to go quarterback.
Oh,
And I'm going Trevor Lawrence, baby. Let's go. It's Trevor.
He's going, my boy.
I'm going Trevor up against Washington. They were last against the quarterback position last season. So that's pretty good. And then PFF has Washington with the 24th best secondary this season. So not very definitely in the bottom quarter of the league. So, yeah, I believe this is going to be a very good matchup for the Jags, and we're going to find out pretty quickly what getting rid of Urban Meyer has done to this team. And I think it could be great. I think he's got, to spend up. I think he's got some pretty decent weapons there, and this is going to be what we hope we might have seen a bit more of last year. I think there could be a decent breakout for Trevor Lawrence this year, and I'm going to take my shot at starts in week 1.
I love that. He was on my list. Of course he was, because
Of course he was.
might just be the Ireland's foremost Jaguars analyst. So, I feel like I've kind of got to lean that way because it's good for my brand.
Exactly.
We all know that I'm a pretty big Jags guy. Now, just technical issue, Manjot has fallen off the face of the earth, and he will rejoin us in a moment.
So what I was going to say is I knew Taylor would take Trevor once I took Jameis. I just had a feeling. I had a feeling that he would just take Trevor because he's playing against Commanders. I literally roasted the Commanders on my Instagram analysis of the team today.
You crushed them.
I was very nice to them, but I was just like, this defense not.
No, you were honest.
Yeah, I'm always trying to be honest while not being too harsh. That's just. I think I'm just too nice. That's the problem.
I think you are too.
need to put that brutality in.
I'll be honest. I really didn't want to be forced to take the third quarterback on my list.
Well, I've still got 2 on my list, so oh my god. But now I don't have to take him to the last round, so that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I like that because I had Trevor on my list, and all I wrote was, I want to see it early. It's his year. And he couldn't get a better matchup to kick that off with. So we'll see what's happened since we saw him last. I've got the pick of all the running backs.
Sure do. Yep.
And I know it's a little mean to do it, but I feel like I should just cash in on the pastry performer.
Oh.
Shouldn't I?
Oh.
And just go on ahead with my boy, Dameon Pierce, who's up against the Colts, who always think they're going to win the division. And really, this may get us cancelled, but what I wrote here was, let's see if he can Kareem Hunt this bitch. But what I mean...
Whoa.
Time out. Do you remember his first game in the NFL on that first game of the season, and they played against the Patriots or whoever it was, and he just ran for like 125 yards and 2 touchdowns, whatever. That's what I mean, not Cleveland Motel. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Now discuss.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
I didn't put him in just because the Colts definitely are pretty decent against the run, and I was obviously looking pretty heavily in matchups, so they didn't really look like a real target for me in terms of the running back going against them. But again, it's definitely the right range for what we're picking here, and he clearly is a very, very good running back, so he could easily come out and shock the Colts in week one. Got absolutely nothing against it.
Yep. I totally agree. Look, Darius Leonard and DeForest Buckner, 2 great run defenders, so he's got to go up against that. He's got a shitty O-line too, who I don't really rate. So it's going to be hard for Dameon Pierce this week. But if there's anyone who has high upside out of this group, it's probably him. So, yeah, I can't really fault you. We're in the literal running back sort of 20-plus range, like 20 and beyond.
He was 31 at the time I wrote my list up.
Yeah, he's moved up to 26, I think.
And I feel like that's probably right. But at 31, I'm like, slam dunk.
Yeah, you got to take.
Slam dunk.
Absolutely.
So I'm also going to take the advantage of having my pick of receivers, and I'm just going to get ahead and take this guy was at 31 at the time I wrote this up too. I don't know if you've even heard of this guy. His name's Michael Thomas. Plays for a little team down in New Orleans.
What?
Yeah. You heard of him?
That is boy.
Your boy. Wow, I thought he was like injured. He's out. Whoa.
Nah, I think he's meant to still be playing.
He's trending to play, and I'm taking him, and I'm taking it as a risk because if he doesn't play, I hit a 0. So balls out.
Yeah,
guys,
we used
balls
to
out.
come up with alternates, and then we just decided we're eating zeros.
Yeah, I'm just eating zeros. So, and all I've written here is, do I really need to explain Michael Thomas? And then I looked again and went, against Atlanta, do I really need to explain Atlanta?
We've just talked about James.
We've talked about Atlanta at least twice this week. Yeah, we don't need to go again.
There you go. The other world record for our secondary yield. I can't even remember. There was a nickname. We had a nickname for him. I'll look it up. That's my 2 picks. Tay?
I'm stacking that bitch up. I'm going Christian Kirk. Let's go.
Oh,
I'm going full Jags. I'm so in. I had him second on my list, and the guy I had first is questionable, so I don't want to be eating zeros. I've kind of got some big I actually got a fair few people on some lists that are questionable, and I just thought if I had the chance, I'll take the ones that are pretty certain to play. So Christian Kirk, like I said, Washington 27th against wide receiver position in 2021, and their secondary is ranked 24th coming into this year per PFF. So, I just think that's a huge opportunity. And what I saw from the limited amount of times that Lawrence and Kirk were on the field in the preseason, I just think he's going to hyper-target him. I think Kirk's going to be the number one guy clearly on this team, and I think the offense is going to be a lot better than it was last year. So I'm taking the shot that starts week 1 against the shitty Commanders. So I just couldn't see a better defense to really target. And if I could stack that bitch, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
That was the Brendo line from when he joined us earlier in the year. Stack that bitch up when he came and did that draft with us. Sorry, man, John, you were going to say?
Yeah, can't blame him. Look, when he can stack them up.
Matty can't hate my team either. Matty just I love doing this. I did it last year. I think I stacked Lawrence and someone last year. It was terrible. I'm pretty sure it was one of the times I lost.
Well, and I couldn't hate it. But, well, riddle me this, genius. Why the hell are you out picking up Marvin Jones from waivers then? If it's all about Kirk, why aren't you coming knocking our door for a trade, big boy?
Nah, I've already traded Kirk away. I won't bring him back. Although I did trade Swift away today and get him back on the same day.
And got him back.
So I'm not against it.
Look, Kirk for CMC, straight up.
Look, after week one, when CMC's done, and Kirk's just destroyed you guys and won me a week 1 great start for the starts of the week this year, then it might work.
Yeah.
It's going to be so shitty if CMC does get hurt and Kirk goes up and throws up like a 26 or something. All right. Let's close out the second round with Manjot here.
Yeah.
What
Look,
position
this
you
guy,
going,
I think this guy, we're talking about him at running back earlier, Dr. Goodcall. He plays for my beloved 49ers, who I'm
Dismissal.
expecting. Yeah, dismissal. Yeah, my man, dismissal. Look, I fully expect us to beat the Bears. If we don't beat the Bears, Rant Jot is coming out on my other podcast is coming this week. Massive, massive foreshadowing there for later on. But look, Elijah Mitchell, we did talk about him in Dr. Google. I could not pass up on the chance to take him. And I'm honestly going in. I know I've got both.
Yeah, literally just copied the doctor's list.
I just copied the Dr. Good
photocopied the prescription pad.
I don't know who that doctor
that's illegal.
is, but man, he must be really smart.
Can I talk to a crack legal mind? I think that's illegal.
Hey, look, there was nothing in our contracts, in our freaking segment sort of descriptions that were like, Dr. Goodcall may not
can't
be
steal
used
Dr.
in
Goodcall.
He's literally just walked into the pharmacy with a photocopied prescription going, yeah, I need all these drugs.
But honestly, this is the best week for Elijah Mitchell because none of the other dudes you can really trust. Like my boy Jeff Wilson Jr., I'm not hating on you, man, but I don't think you're getting running back one sort of duties. Tyron Davis Price, nah, he's a rookie. He's not going to get that running back one duties. Very rare for a Shanahan run offense to give it straight to the rookie. So, yeah, Elijah Mitchell, 100% had to go with him. Hasty's still on the team. Yeah, I think Hasty's still there, but he's on the practice squad. So, look, I had to go with it. Yeah, 100% must go with Elijah Mitchell. And, yeah, running back, that's it. So, Jameson, Elijah, I get to start the third round, don't I?
Yeah. Can I have a guess at who you're going to pick? Because I've already been here for the Dr. Good Call segment, and I know who the wide receiver and tight end.
He didn't like MVS, though, so it's got to be Gerald Everett.
Yeah, slam dunk.
Look, I'm actually not sure. I just need to quickly do it. But I think there's a very easy wide receiver.
Some Jeopardy waiting music. Dun, dun,
yeah.
Dun,
look, I've got it. Okay.
Dun, dun,
so I don't really know if I can rate the Colts secondary that much this year. I'm just really not sure because they've traded away Rocky Sin and stuff. So I think there's a guy who's outside the top 20 who's an absolute slam dunk here. It's your boy, Matty C, Brendan Cooks. I think I just got to take. Is that against the rules?
No, it's fine.
No, I stared him in the face too, and I thought, no,
he's outside. He's outside the top 20. So I'm just like, you got to take him if he's there. So I'm just going to take Brandon Cooks if he's there. So Brandon Cooks, he's the wide receiver one on his team. I think I can trust him enough to get a solid 15 points. And I just think it's a good pick for me. Yeah. So Brandon Cooks, welcome to the team. I'm really liking my roster construction so far. I was actually tossing up between him and Brandon Ayuk, but I thought 249ers can't share the ball. So, yeah, Brandon Cooks was just the easy pick. So, one Brandon I had to take away, one Brandon, yes, to come on the team. So, Brandon Cooks, welcome in, man.
And Taylor, your reaction to that Manjot didn't stick with your advice and take MBS.
The doctor's just devastated.
Look, MBS sounds like a disease, didn't we say?
It does.
Well, he takes half of what I've prescribed, then I'm a happy doctor. So that's what he's done.
You got monkey vulva scrotum. That's what MBS is. I don't know. There was 3 words that came to me. So Manjot's just down to needing a tight end who he's going to get on the last pick. Taylor has got clean shot at every running back on earth now because Manjot and I are out. But no one's taken a tight end yet. This might be Taylor's chance to just jump the boat and grab his tight end.
Oh, no, because they're all just so wonderful and they're all clearly in front of each other. I really
look at the trophy right in the eyes when you say things like that, mate. Look at it.
One of my running backs is in the exact same game. I could have 3 players from the same game.
Yeah, ETN. I'm just going to write it in there.
No,
Jags.
Or
he thinks the Jags are going to run up a cricket score. That's a throwback to the first show of the week.
Or I could bring back a big discussion me and Matty had and take AJ Dillon.
Oh, you actually going to do it?
Is he?
I
He's
am.
threatening. He's
doing it. All right, AJ Dillon, lock
There
it
would be
in.
nothing better than watching AJ Dillon dominate in week one after being last couple of weeks. So, and for Matty, it'd be nothing sweeter than me losing because AJ Dillon just gets the backup role and scores two. So
I've got enough shares of him in some of these dynasty leagues because he was a third round pick or whatever. I just got him everywhere.
Were 22nd against running back in 2021. And the Vikings, well, their Vikings D line's actually 15th from PFF, so it's basically
they improved it. Yeah,
it's probably not so much based off exact stats for the Vikings. I do think the Vikings' Achilles heel is their defense. I think it is going to be a bit of a shootout.
Yeah.
I don't have to talk too much more about Dillon that I haven't already. I think he just has an expanded role on what he had last year. I think he's going to be more involved in the passing game. I think he's going to share the work with Aaron Jones on the ground, and I just think it's going to be fruitful in this high-scoring game. So, I'm going to go AJ Dillon.
Wow. Does anyone here think that the Vikings are going to be in those like 16-10 kind of games? Not me.
No.
Their defense isn't that good.
Have you seen the last 2 minute of half stats that we've mentioned probably a million times on this podcast? Should have been 15-2, but if it wasn't for the last 2 minutes of the half and the game. So, yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay, so AJ Dillon, I'm going to reserve my comments. And mention, do you have anything?
Look, I'm going to say Elijah Mitchell's better. I'm just going to put that one out there. I'm just going to throw that. True. Yeah, so I'm chilling. Don't need to get into AJ Dillon debates when I know I have the better running back. So
I feel like out of all of this, I took the first running back, yet I've wound up with running back 31, and you guys have taken guys who are probably likely to be ranked higher. And I took the first one, and I just willingly shot the low ball. Is that what's going on here?
You got the highest offside. That's what I
also took the wide receiver 40-something.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys just actually took.
That's true. We really lowballed ourselves, didn't we?
Yeah, I just took who is eligible. That's just it. Yeah. But look, Matty.
He's a really clever dude, Tay. Maybe we could learn something from him.
Well, technically, Brandon Cooks is 22, Dillon's 22 in the running back, so not much different.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I've got a quarterback to take, or I could start the run on tight ends.
The run.
Oh, shit.
I can't believe we all waited for tight end last.
Yeah, I know, right?
You got 2 picks, Matty.
Break the tight end curse by taking it in the last pick of the third round and just play the late round quarterback, because I think that sticks to my brand. That's who I am.
Doesn't matter anyway.
I only brought one tight end, and Taylor's going to be so sad that it was Gerald Everett. And it's all for the reasons that we talked about. I think
Manjot's sad because he can't take Dr. Goodcross.
I was picking last in the freaking 4th round, so I wasn't getting him.
He knew Everett wouldn't fall to him.
So now I actually got to do research and not pick back fucking Dr. Goodcross.
Fucking sad world when you don't think Everett's going to fall to you.
Manjot's got to have a look now.
Yeah,
I've got 2 for you, brother. Hang in there while I describe quickly. Gerald Everett is against the Raiders, who have not been able to stop a tight end since 1922. They've never, ever been able to contain a tight end, and they don't even have to be a good tight end. Man, I'm pretty sure that, Tay, I reckon if you lined up a tight end, you'd have a cracking day out against the Las Vegas Raiders. Way back from when they were an Oakland team, way back from when they used to share a stadium where they had to play on fucking sand for the first 4 weeks. That's how long it's been since they've been able to contain a tight end. And I don't know. I've got a little bit of belief that Gerald Everett will do a little something. Secondly, it's self-serving because he's on the Western Lakers.
Yeah.
And fuck me if I couldn't use a good start to the year, mate, after 2 seasons of being in the wilderness, the fantasy wilderness. Now I've got a president of football operations who's a crack legal mind. We've both agreed on the Gerald Everett decision 2 weeks ago ahead of the Dr. Good Call segment. So I feel like it's all very kumbaya. This is like stars alignment. There's 6 moons coming in to orbit here to mean that Gerald Everett should have a good week. Did I filibuster long enough, Manjot?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I've got my notes next to Gerald Everett for here, per Dr. Good Call. That's it.
Now, because I fuck ass around on the tight end, I'm going to make my quarterback really quick.
Yep.
I can't believe I'm doing this again.
Oh.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't see it. He's
look-
literally the third quarterback of all this.
Maddie just froze, by the way, for anyone who's listening to audio. He just frozen our screen. And then it was just like the longest wait of all time.
It paused
And he
as
just
you were about
comes
to
out,
say.
Matt Ryan. Like, holy crap. His namesake, Mr. Shit. Was it Shit Undies or something?
Man,
You guys-
Taylor, do you want to check in with the Matt Ryan hate here?
No.
No.
I've had enough.
He's worn out. It's been 2 seasons
I feel
of
like
shitty
the 2
undies.
years after that Lambo year, although he has joined the Colts, who are my biggest rivals,
Yeah.
so I probably will serve up more once I see him be an absolute steaming pile of shit. So
Yeah.
that'd be great. I also do want him to facilitate my boy Michael Pittman a little bit, so I kind of he's got to be okay.
Hey, shit quarterbacks can still find their best receiver and remain shit. It's possible. I mean, so mainly because it's Houston. That's a lot of the reason for the Matt Ryan thing. I can't believe I'm throwing myself in the fire with this prick again after I threw myself in the fire with him 3 different times last year. And the first time I think he scored 12. The next time he scored 7.
got
The
worse.
next time he scored 5. I was only listening to that version of the show, of that episode of last year's season earlier today. So it's key in my mind. I was listening to that and going, Matty, I can't believe you're going back into the fire with this fucker. I was kind of hoping one of you pricks would take him off me.
I called it exactly. I said I literally took Trevor because I don't want to take my third person on my list, and it's Matt Ryan.
So that's it. That's all my comments on Matt Ryan. I've got nothing else.
Texans were 22nd against quarterback last year, and they have the worst ranked secondary per PFF this season. So they were my reasons for Matt Ryan.
Third dairy, probably. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Taylor, who's your tight end?
So you've ruled out, per Dr. Good Calls, Gerald Everett. I have another one on here. As I said, I brought 4.
You brought 4.
For some reason. They pretty much all feel the same. Another one is questionable to go. And they've said he's probably playing, but he's still got a questionable tag, so I'm just going to leave it just to be a little bit worried. One's on an offense that I've talked absolute garbage about, so even though it's got good stats, I'm going to have to leave it. And I'm going to take one, and this is the only – I actually added this 4th, and I've taken him in a league, and it's not actually – I don't actually have any stats in terms of who he's playing against. It's purely a gut feel. And there's some good sort of reasons as to why I think he could actually have a pretty decent season. I'm taking David Njoku of the Cleveland Browns.
What?
So Brissett targeted the tight end position a lot in his last 2 stints, probably because he couldn't fucking pass to anyone else.
Yeah.
At the Colts and the Dolphins. Njoku led Njoku's the lead tight end now with Austin Hooper leaving, and he also just got a big bag of money. And I just think that's going to matter, and I think they're actually going to incorporate him into the offense far more than they did last year. And he also hits a lot of the athletic things that you look for in a tight end. Like he can actually break a big play. He's not just a plotter who just catches it and falls down. So Cleveland's going to need someone like that this year if they're going to stand up. They're playing against Carolina. They've got not a bad defense, but I think it's a game they can stay in. So I just think it's been more of a gut feel play with Njoku. Like I'm not saying that it's a ridiculous good matchup or anything like that. I just think there's a decent chance. There's a chance for success for Njoku in this offense this year because they're going to need him.
Well, I'm not worried about Harrison Bryant at all.
No, not really.
just checking. I had to do due diligence there. Manjot, your reaction?
Yeah. Look, I was looking at Njoku for a bit, to be honest. I was looking at him.
2 years ago, maybe it might be 3 years ago, I was in a keeper league. We got to keep as many as, it might have been 10 players. And this is how Njoku's value was at the time, is I kept him in a league where it was 12 teams and you got to keep 10 players. I don't know what it would take for me to care that much about him these days. This is like, it's a surprising call because I don't think he's on anyone's radar.
Sleeper,
yeah.
Like he had a lot
I
of
love it.
bars a couple of seasons ago. But he sort of just got held in this like 3 tight end set situation. They were kind of just using all of them, but none of them were really involved in the offense either. They were all kind of just being used as blocking tight ends, or they had one of them would pop up every 2 games or something with a half decent game. You could never play any of them. It was just an absolute shit sandwich.
the most Cleveland thing you can do is give the richest tight end contract in history to someone you never throw the ball to, and then you cut 2 years later. The most
100%.
Cleveland thing you could do. Manjot, you get the pleasure of putting in Mr. Irrelevant here and wrapping this puppy up with pick 3 in the 4th round. Your team so far, just for those playing at home, Jameis Winston, Dismissile, Elijah Mitchell, and Brandon Cooks. How you wrapping this up, baby?
Oh, yeah. So it's outside the top 15, just to double check.
Yep.
Yeah, so I know who the questionable guy is, and he's the guy I was thinking of taking, Robert Tonyan. I know he's been massively questionable all week. Recovering
wasn't
from that. Oh, wasn't it? Okay.
No.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, he's coming off an ACL, and I was really thinking about taking him, but I've had to double think because, it's just, I'm just unsure. But I think.
So you're going to take DeGuara instead?
Yeah.
You might be safer. Honestly.
Ross Dwelly?
Yeah, Ross Dwelly. Niners, man.
Yeah.
Those Niners days. Yeah.
Niners represent.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Look.
Let's go. Go to the 12s. San Francisco, go to the 12s.
Yeah.
If it helps you, man, Joe, whoever you take, they're going to be equally as shit.
Yeah, that's just what I'm thinking. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, these guys are all shit. Anyway.
Which of these pebbles is the best pebble?
Yeah. I'm just going to take Tyler Higbee. Fuck it. Like, honestly.
It's 2021 all over again.
I mean, he's playing against 2 elite safeties and he's playing against an amazing secondary.
That might be good for a tight end, though.
Yeah.
Like, because they'll be too busy taking away Cup and Allen Robinson.
Robinson, yeah. And Van Jefferson smacking the ass on. They got 2 smack that ass on that offense with Robinson and freaking Jefferson.
They'll be smacking that ass.
Yeah. Yeah, they have 2 of them to smack. God damn. Wow. All right. So with Higbee, I just think it's the safest one out of all of them. I was thinking Tonyan, but Tonyan might not even play. He's coming off an ACL. He's off the PUP list, but there's still questions about his availability as of 3 days ago. So there hasn't really been many updates. So I was going to go with Tonyan because Vikings defense, I can't trust him. But I just went with Higbee because he has a slightly better chance of being in the offense. If I can even get 1 touchdown out of Higbee, I'll be so happy. So yeah, Tyler.
He'd be so happy.
Yeah. Look, I hope the Rams lose on Friday morning, but look, if Higbee gets a touchdown, I'll be happy. Yeah.
They could lose 42-41. That's the way, right?
Yeah, that's the way. Look, an L's an
That's what we
L.
always hope for.
Yeah, an L's an L. There's no percentage or points differential to go
If
by.
every game could be 42-41, that would be great.
5 touchdowns to Higbee.
Yeah. And still lose. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I'm hoping for that for Gerald Everett, to be honest.
Yeah,
wow.
same.
So let's wrap these teams up. Manjot, who had the first pick, we've got Jameis Winston, Eli, the missile Mitchell, and then Brandon Cooks and Tyler Higbee. For Tay, I love this. Trevor Lawrence, don't love this. AJ Dillon, love this. Christian Kirk, and then David Njoku at tight end. And Matty C, bulletproof here with Matty Ryan, the pastry performer Damian Pierce, only a bloke named Michael freaking Thomas, and, of course, the doctor's own prescription, Gerald Everett. I cannot wait to see who gets the first little nod for this guy. Isn't it just the most majestic thing you ever saw, by the way? I've got to put a big shout out to my cousin Michael, who made this for me. We furnished him with a nice, big, fancy bottle of scotch to say thank you for that, too, because that's a modern marvel.
Oh, is this a Michael who's brothers of those NFL players, Jared Cook and James Cook?
No, sadly. Completely other end of the world, yeah.
Oh.
But no, this bloke, absolute genius. I saw he's into a bit of mechanic-y, robotic-y stuff in his spare time outside of life at work. And the first thing I said to him is, I need to commission you to make me a trophy. And once we got working on it, he's like, how about less mechanics, but, you know, we play around with copper and stuff. And that's what we've got, man. This thing's a real coppered-up looking little beast. It's great. It's like the Manjot of Liberty, except with a football head.
Yeah.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
Absolute legend. Yeah, Papa John. Massive shout out to my dad.
Big shout out to Dad John
Shout out
and
to my
Mama
sister
John.
playing the trumpet in the background.
Sis John.
And my brother for giving off the room for once a week.
Bro John. I love that.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
And of course, says property of Taylor right there on the book.
Absolutely, and it's going to stay that way.
Oh.
So for the season, are we each week? Is it we're doing a points like 3, 2, 1 in terms of where you go, and then that's how it's tallied at the end, or is it most wins, or what do we want to do?
Yeah, I think we have to sort of score it that way. That it'd be like 3, 2, 1, and then if we end up with a tie at the end of the year, I've just got to keep it count of points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just how many total points we're putting up.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good.
So zeros will hurt.
Or it could
You
be
know.
most wins because there's no guarantee that it's exactly the same amount.
Maybe
of wins.
that's the way to do it. Yeah.
Most wins is fair. Yeah.
I like that. Okay, we'll make that our tiebreak. We're all in agreement?
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
So most free plays. So most 3 pointers. So 3 points for win, 2 points for second, and 1 point for
And 1 point
yeah.
for just turning
Well,
up.
most stacks. That has the most stacks during the year.
Yeah.
On
Fair
one up.
Stack that bitch up. I can't believe we've gotten to the end of our first show of the season. And man, look, so we've trialed a few new segments in there. How do we all feel it went?
Oh, it went pretty well. Yeah. It's actually much more efficient than what we usually do. We talk shit for like 3 or 4 hours. We spent like 2 hours, 2.5 hours on this one. So we've actually done pretty well with sort of efficiency.
We're so much more disciplined, aren't we? Yeah. Just
Yeah. All these segments. Yeah. But with
Game face on.
discipline. Yeah. Discipline, but not robotic. So it's actually been pretty good. Very much enjoyed it.
We still left a bit of leeway to talk a bit of shit. But
Yeah.
like when preseason, like it's harder to do segments and stuff. Like I mean, we still did,
Yeah.
but like a lot of the pods were just us sort of shooting the shit about what we've seen in the preseason or before the
Yeah.
preseason and training camps, and it's just different. Now it's the regular season. We can really sort of knuckle down and talk about exactly what we need to.
absolutely. Now, Dr. Good Call, sorry, who have you got in the Astro League this week? This is the most important league in the world.
I've Seahorse.
He's got the Seahorse.
Got the
Oh.
Seahorse.
Man, we need that guy back on the show.
Yeah.
Well,
bring
how
it
do you
back.
feel? How do you feel about your matchup with the Seahorse, real quickly?
Yeah, not too bad. He's got the staph infection playing tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow, on Friday. He's got the double up too. He's got Cam Akers starting in his running back core as
back
well.
that bitch
So
up.
the first game could be very interesting. If the Rams get off to a flyer, and it is that 42-41 you talked about, that
Yep.
actually could really hurt me early. So I mean, unless it's Darrell Henderson sort of running it in, he's probably going to get all the touchdowns. So he's sort of got the Rams locked up there. So yeah, it should be interesting. I actually think he doesn't have a bad team. He's got Jamal Williams, sort of the handcuff to my DeAndre Swift playing, but you never know. Jamal Williams could break off a couple of plays as well. So
Yeah.
that could be interesting. And I actually think he's got a decent receiving core, like he normally does. like he likes to try and draft anyway. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting. He's definitely got a far better team than he had last year. I know that's not hard to beat, but he's definitely not going to be a walkover this year. Put it that way.
Just gonna put this out there because Maddie is gonna talk about our team, but we're playing against Justin, and Justin has Darrell Henderson. So it's yeah. Sorry to put you out there, Taylor. Don't want to put you out there to dry, but yeah. So just saying before we start going to our team, yeah, Darrell Henderson got traded to Justin. So
I
yeah.
didn't say Seahorse said Darrell Henderson.
Wait, you didn't? Oh, okay.
No.
Wait.
No, he's
No,
got Cam
I was
Akers.
saying that he's got Akers.
Oh,
but I was
yeah.
saying
My
that
bad.
The only way if that he wouldn't get a touchdown from the Rams is if Darrell Henderson ran it in, because he's got Akers and he's got Stafford. So that'd be
Maybe
literally the only way,
Rose Henderson.
unless a wide receiver ran one in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A-roll
Like-
on an end around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
They used to
yeah.
do
He'd
that
have
with Woods.
everything.
They used to do that with Woods a lot.
Yeah. So Titans. There we go.
Yep.
Now, Manjot, as you said, we've got Justin, and he doesn't have the greatest winning record in history in the Astro League, but in the last 3 years, he missed the playoffs by one game. He finished as the 2 seed, and then he missed the playoffs somehow as the second highest scoring team in the league last year.
Oh, dear.
So this guy, I'm worried about us beating him in week 1. So it'll be a baptism of fire for you. I'm really excited for your first week of legit Astro League fantasy football. How are you feeling, mate?
I'm feeling pretty good. Looking at his roster, he's actually got a pretty stacked roster. So I'm a little
Check out those
bit-
receivers. You've got Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson. I'm not
And T.
looking forward
Higgins.
to that. And then T. Higgins. It's like the opposite of what we did. We had 3 running backs and he's just got 3 wicked receivers.
Yeah, but those running backs he's got is Henderson and Dillon. So
Yeah, we know AJ Dillon's total trash. I mean,
yeah, I mean, we might not have the best projected in wide receiver terms, but running backs, we're cleaning up completely. We have a much better chance. We actually have, if you look at it, almost one of our running backs could have a higher projected than both of his combined, according to NFL.com.
yeah.
Like, that's how big the differential is. I think that's where we have the advantage. I would be surprised if we lost this one. I would be surprised if we lost. Honestly, I think we can win this. I'm not getting ahead of myself, but I think we should win this one because if just one of Ayuk or freaking Moore is just good, then we're fine. Yeah, we might have to find.
Then we don't have to rely on Gerald Everett to carry us in a way. Because we've got Dalvin. Okay, so just a little explanation here. We've got Dalvin Cook and Javonte Williams are our starting running backs. And then our flex, where we've got T. Higgins, is on the opposite sideline to us, is we're trotting out ETN, and it's a big unknown. So there's a lot that could go wrong there. But those running backs are up against Darrell Henderson and AJ Dillon, who are clearly not the first running backs in their team. They both have significant roles, very likely, but they're not the first running backs at their team. We're trotting out Brandon Ayuk and Elijah Moore against only Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson. So I think in terms of where this matchup is, it's actually pretty decently balanced. I'd just like to think that ETN holds a bit of key for us to get home, and that those two running backs give us an edge.
Yeah. Just wait until Alexander Madison gets traded and then becomes an RB1 on a team. Because there's a ton of trade. Yeah, there's a ton of trade rumors going around about him. I was just reading it up. I was just like, wait, when did all these trade rumors start? It was like last week. So, yeah, Alexander Madison apparently on the trade block on the Vikings, they're listening to offers. So if he can get traded to another team and get more opportunities, that's another pick we've nailed, just trying to handcuff him with Cook.
Yeah. So, who we were calling through draft time to Mr. Necessary. Turns out not only really, really desperately necessary in a deep league where you've got Dalvin, who's never played a full season. But actually, there's this chance that all of a sudden you could find himself in an improved position somewhere else. Well, that's kind of just a boon, and you could never have planned for that.
Yeah.
Guys, I can't believe we've done it. We're at the end of the show. All the very best for week 1 for everybody out there in fantasy land, but especially to Dr. Good Call and our pastry performer / public defender.
Yeah.
We'll catch you all next week, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Beauty. Hooroo.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
I got no notes, but I got the memory, so.
Every time I believed them a little bit this year, they've just kicked me right in the testes.
Ninja Myth Legend.
All right, you guys throw me into the fire straight away, but that's why I'm here.
Taylor Talk time.
Antonio Brown's out there hanging out with Kanye West. If that's not an insane asylum handing the keys to the inmates, I don't know what is.
Maddie C.
This thesaurus is both terrible and terrible.
I've got nothing else.
This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.